98.3 FM, also on youtube.com/mainland 98.3 FM. You can search us out on Radio Garden. We're also here live in the studio, so you can watch us. I would open the phone lines at some point on the show, so we've got so much to talk about on the show today. Once again, you're welcome. My name is Sᴘᴏʀᴜns Cʀᴜɪsᴇ. They call me the host with the most, so we run the conversation together on the show today. I've got some amazing guys, but hey, before I bring in all of them, there's Agbatomi in the house. Yesterday was a very solemn conversation on the show. We dedicated the entire program yesterday, although we took other sport, talk about tennis and other sport, but hey, it was in the memory of one of the finest, maybe one of the most loved Liverpool players of all time, talking about Diogo Jota. And just when we were about signing out on the show yesterday, we also heard of the news of the death of the greatest goalkeeper ever for Nigeria, talking about Peter Rufai. I met him a couple of times, and the whole circumstances, some of the stories you start hearing, or if you listen to Sportgate earlier today by 12:15 to 1 o'clock, there was Peter Side Ida on the show. There was also a Kshow as well. Both of them joined. There was also Muti Adepoju, headmaster, on the show as well. All of them talking about their memories with Peter Rufai. Well, we also pray and we hope that the Nigerian football tribute to the late Peter, make sure that you live here. Nobody wonder, we all for Diogo Jota and his younger brother Andre Silva, and of course I saw former players, being led by the assistant owner, one of the owners, going to pay the last respect to the memories of Jota. And we also heard that he's going to himself alongside his brother will be buried this weekend. That's tomorrow morning. And as against the tradition of Wimbledon, our players have been allowed to wear. Pedroneto was excused from the training, but every game from the quarterfinal down to the final would observe a minute silence in memory of Diogo Jota, and of course there will be there will be black handband being worn. It's been super emotional, but hey, I mean, it looks like it's a shock. And it's basically about, having something today and not having it tomorrow.
Exactly.
All month. I mean, winning the English Premier League in June, winning the UEFA Nations League in June, getting married in July. You guys have been there before. I remember your face. You were a troublemaker the last time you were on this show. You were firing one particular club. I'm sure I'll pick that conversation. Agbatomi, it's another Friday. What a John.
Yeah, I have to follow that too. Even if I'm not going to be there, 3 podium finishes in that particular Silverstone, and yesterday will be also continues over the weekend in football. FIFA Club World Cup also resuming, the biggest of the clashes, and the quarterfinals definitely class to be PSG up against Bayern Munich. I want to see that particular game, but then before we all even go into all of that as well, so right there in Morocco for the first game of the WAFCON of the tournament for the Sᴘᴏʀᴛs to bring also release the new WAFCON title, which is also in replica to what we know or what is synonymous with the men's AFCON title as well. So, and being on Instagram as well, the fact that captain of the Super Falcons, Rashida Ajibade, was also angry about the level of disrespect that they are also being made. To see. So a lot of things to look for us over the course of the weekend, but then most definitely I want to see how the games in the FIFA Club World Cup would also end.
Yeah, I mean, so much. I'm talking about another tournament that is also going on. The Euro Women Championship, that's the European Women Championship, is also going on strong. Yesterday, we saw a game between Belgium and Italy, 1-0 in favor of Italy for Spain and Portugal.
And you know that they are always very, very strong. They are favorites for this one. Don't forget that they are also they are the defending their champions.
No.
That was the
three Lionesses.
That was the
three Lionesses are defending.
Exactly. Why Spain won the FIFA Women's World Cup? Exactly. So, but what I just feel was that I felt that game should have been postponed or maybe paused.
Yeah, because of the memory of Diogo Jota.
See the way the Portuguese women were playing yesterday.
They were devastated. It was very obvious. Yes, it was absolutely obvious. And the fans even didn't make it easy. The entire arena was, filled up with pictures and banners, and it was absolutely. I also felt it's a competition. That's the point. That's the problem.
For me, I felt the game could have been postponed, but we know the rules of the.
You can't change it.
One could have been thinking that Spain would have been a little bit, but
they should Casara there like 1-0 is okay.
At first half, it was 4-0. 4-0 at first half in favor of Spain.
Goalless at the 51st minute of that one, and by 8 p.m. tonight, it's going to be a battle of the remaining 2 underdogs in the ongoing FIFA Club World Cup. That's Fluminense versus Aḻ-Hilal. Aḻ-Hilal unbeaten.
Aḻ-Hilal an underdog?
An absolute underdog is a Saudi Arabian league. What I say?
If you want me to predict this game, both teams play interesting game.
You see this boy called Abattoir.
They both play interesting game of football.
Anytime this one wants to play devil's advocate, this one.
Why we even call Aḻ-Hilal underdog?
Anything that you are falling for this one.
The Brazilian team to beat Inter 2-0.
No. You can't compare Fluminense to Aḻ-Hilal.
Agbatomi that said he would choose Victor Osimhen ahead of Rashidi Yekini. This one is the one you're arguing with. This one is what you're arguing with.
At least the devil you know.
Which devil? Which devil? I mean, the devil, the age did not allow you watch. The devil age did not allow you.
You can't tell me a team that drew against Real Madrid, the defending champion of the Champions League, a team that defeated and knocked out the defending champion of the FIFA Club World Cup.
So let me ask you guys a question, and I will not start from you.
Okay.
If Aḻ-Hilal, before they played Man City, would you ever put your money on the fact that they will beat Man City?
I would never have
Thank you. That means they're underdog against City, right? If Aḻ-Hilal was playing Real Madrid, their first match, where they played a draw, would you have imagined that they would get a draw or even score a goal against Man City?
In fact, in our first match, I was so disappointed.
Good.
It's a
I know. So Aḻ-Hilal's name is Aḻ-Hilal, not an underdog in this tournament. Good. A tournament that has the 4 champions that have won the Champions League: Chelsea, PSG, Bayern, Manchester City, all of them.
Okay, coming into the FIFA Club World Cup, Aḻ-Hilal have won the Saudi Professional Football League 2 out of the last 4 times. That is that for that. Now, apart from that,
if I call for a break condition, I will send you out of this studio. If I call for a break condition,
I'm building narrative.
I'm building. Don't let that building collapse. Why give you the
award? So coming to the FIFA Club World Cup, yes. I agreed.
The status don't change in the competition. That's why they call offset. It doesn't change.
When Chelsea won the 2021 and 2012 Champions League final,
when they underdogs,
against Man City.
Hold on, guys. Underdogs. You call that team underdogs
7 or 8.
If I want to finish, now open the phone.
Was the vice captain?
No, I was not the captain of the
Frank Ribery back in 2012 was part of the captaincy.
He was not the captain. No, there's nothing like part of them in Chelsea squad
against Bayern. Against Bayern in 2021 against Man City. Chelsea were also the underdog.
Please, producer, that means if you come and get Agbatomi out of this studio, no stress me for a Friday.
If it's about Man City
4-3 in extra time.
You can't call it anymore.
So guys,
Okwemi, when you were on this show,
I cannot remember.
A couple of weeks ago, when you said the winner of the FIFA Club World Cup will be the best team in the world
under that calendar year.
That wins the Champions League. He's not the best team in the world.
You are lying. That's why you are sweating. If you are to be Pinocchio, your nose will be going. You are making me speak your mouth on this show.
You and I, we are still on this show.
No, stay. No, stop. No,
it was me and you.
No,
you were sitting on that same seat.
I'm not sure.
I was here when Joseph was.
I'm not sure.
And you said that whoever gets to win the FIFA Club World Cup should be regarded as the best team in the world
under that calendar year.
No, but I disagree.
If you win the league of your country, you're not the best. For that calendar year.
Like
that's why you wear the captain's
like for PSG winning the Champions League.
That's the best team in Europe at that moment.
They will be the best. They will be the number one in the world.
So now,
nothing is that should necessary. You are bringing your emotions into it.
They took out.
Hold on.
No, wait. Calm down. They took out Man City. But in that game, Man City were far better than Madrid. Yes.
It's just experience.
Wait. Hold on.
Hold on. Far better.
Hold up. I understand the perspective to the conversation, but guys,
both teams are actually underdogs.
Whether we like it or not, exactly. Especially when you look at the caliber of teams left.
The beauty of being underdog is that they can cause.
But it doesn't take away the fact that you are an underdog. That's why they call it an upset.
It's going to be an
if a team that is in terms of pedigree is you do the unthinkable.
Both are attacking girls. I'm seeing the game ahead of tonight.
Let me say this.
I off your mic.
Let me say
if you go back to that conversation, I off your mic.
Let me say this. There is a team in the FIFA Club World Cup that is more of an underdog than Aḻ-Hilal at the moment.
Palmeiras.
No,
it's Chelsea.
Chelsea are not underdogs to me.
They're underdogs. They're underdogs. They're underdogs.
Agbatobi is tired.
No, they are not
I
underdogs.
saw Agbatobi status yesterday. You said I need a break. You need that break. No.
Chelsea have won one another. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
The last 2 out of the last 4.
Let's hold it a bit. Let's take some other stories across some other sports. When we come back, we're still going to break down some of the key games in this CWC. Let's see Chelsea's chances. It looks like João Pedro could be getting straight into the debut into that one. I would also look at the game between Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. Both of them met in the last 2 seasons Champions League final where Madrid won. So we'll look at all of that, and we'll also talk about some of those games. But hey, let's take some Formula 1 stories at the moment. The Silverstone this weekend. Silverstone used to be one of my favorites, but I think the fans are too close to the racetrack, and I don't kind of enjoy. See, it will be hard.
It is.
You are missing this Monaco conversation.
Yeah.
So this is what I think.
Okay.
It's just like naming football clubs and putting Madrid in the middle. Madrid is football. Madrid is an institution. There is in a world of their own. That's how Monaco is the traditional Grand Prix itself. So you have to put that one. It's just like saying because you don't like Messi, you like Ronaldo, you don't like Messi. You are hurting yourself. Whether you like it or and we are the best in the world. You want to compare yourself, except this one. Let's take some British stories. At Silverstone, it looks like a reaction had trailed the performance of Lando Weekend on top in FP1, but can he continue to start in F2? The Ferrari driver topped his first practice session of the year in his new team and first session of any kind since the sprint win in China in the round 2 of the season. He bettered Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri in McLaren, with Max Verstappen a lowly 10th in that times. But what would FP uncover at Silverstone? Time will tell. But as it stands right now, it looks like it's Lewis Hamilton that's getting it really good at the Silverstone. Talking about the F1 race this weekend. Well, in case you don't know, everything you need to know about it is going to be up on Saturday and on Sunday before race day. You have to join Sportgate for that particular one. Well, let's look at games ongoing at the UEFA Women's Euro 2025 group stage. Match day 1. Sweden are leading Denmark as we speak. 63rd minute of that particular game. So it seems it's a battle of neighbors today, because later tonight at 8 p.m. is going to be Germany hosting their neighbors Poland, also by 8 p.m.
And Poland will be making their debut.
Yeah, they'll be making their debut at the European Championship. Thank you very much. For Wales versus Netherlands, they will square it up tomorrow, also by 5 p.m. And yes, those are the games that we expect to have. Well, we already have people leading on. Esther Gonzalez of Spain with 2 goals already at the back. You all know her, right? One of the very most popular female footballers in the world. She's got a goal already. For Alæx Půtelsa, she'd also gotten 1 goal. Yes, for Spain.
She's also currently recovering from meningitis
injury.
For me, even the Group D going is like the group of dates. When you have England, Wales, France, it's going to be
we're looking forward to England versus France game. I think that's it's going to be a massive cracker. The 3 Lioness hoping to defend their title. They won it in front of their own fans at Wembley. A record 87,000 capacity were at the stadium. Inshallah, that's the largest, even more than the 3 Lions or the 3 Cubs,
in the final,
whatever you choose to call them.
The
results are going on at the Wimbledon. He said we have a record number of seeded players losing at the Wimbledon. We just won second round match to conclude at the end of yesterday's play. A record 36 seeded players have been eliminated, surpassing the tally of 35 at this stage at the 2020 French Open. The unprecedented number of high-profile exits had opened up the men's and women's scene. Total of 8 top 10 seeded players dropped out in the first round, the most at any major tournament in the start of the Open era in 1968. Only one of the top 5 seeded women's players and world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka has progressed to the third round for just the second time in the Open era. 4 of the top 10 ranked players have exited in the first round at the Slam for only the third time in the past 25 years. Before British 4th seeded Jack Draper also fell in the second round, and that means that with temperature exceeding 30 degrees on Monday and Tuesday, they were given ice packs, cold towel and water to help cope with the condition, but some still reported struggling with Britain. Cameron Norrie admitted the weather was a bit shock on the system. Well, for Canada, 27 seed Denis Shapovalov knocked out in the first round, said the balls are the worst. The grass store has been into a joke. This isn't grass anymore. The court is slower than any clay court. All right, thank you very much for still staying with us on Mela 98.3 FM Sports Cruise, your number one draft and sports show in the street of Lagos, 6 to 7 p.m. every day. And as it stands right now, let's quickly take you to some transfer stories as Barcelona targets Nico Williams makes a shocking contract extension, and he said this is where he wants to be. This is family mouth. They are not taking it easy.
I'm trying to understand the reason.
No, they said registration.
No. I mean, apart from that, I'm trying to understand the reason why Barcelona fans want Nico Williams to come play for the club next season. Is it that they forget that Rafinha scored well over 45 goals in all competitions
last season? So I saw a post. I'm not sure if it's a verified Rafinha Instagram handle.
Yeah.
But they said he posted it there that the disappointed was a blessing, whatever. Probably will have affected his chances in that because of the synergy between Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams.
Exactly.
It's something that the hierarchy at Barcelona will want to explore.
Rafinha got more goals than Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams combined last season. So why do you need to bring him?
It's just left for the coach to explore that option.
You think it was a coach thing?
Picture of his brother saying, "I'm staying with you, bro." Exactly.
As if he didn't want to leave.
Even that, for me,
if the transfer had gone through, would never say,
I think
for me that contract is very crazy.
Himself didn't want to go
2035.
Yeah, he didn't want to go. But the fact
anyone that wants to get him now,
I think it's also
Barcelona blame Nico Williams' agent after their desired move for the Spanish international collapsed due to unrealistic release clause that has been demanded. Despite strong links with Barcelona, Williams was surprisingly renewed his contract with Athletic Club as per Cadanesa. Barcelona claims Williams himself has approached them expressing a desire to join them. The Catalan club had also already reached an agreement with the player on financial terms and contract length. However, Williams' agent Félix Tainta introduced a new demand, a free release clause in his Barcelona contract and a specific July registration dates that Barcelona's board considered unacceptable, leading to the collapse of the transfer. Williams' rejection is a public setback for Barcelona's transfer strategy and financial management. The club had openly signaled its intent to sign Williams with Barcelona president Joan Laporta, even hinting that an exciting next big signing. The agent's demand for a free release clause underscores the ongoing sporting director Deco, however, has a backup plan to solve the club's winger issue. Deco has two players he's interested in: Liverpool's Luis Diaz and Manchester United's Marcus Rashford. Both wingers are interested in joining Barcelona, with Rashford going as far as offering to take a pay cut. Okay, what next for Barcelona? The club is just to register Joan Garcia, whom they signed from rival Espanyol. The Catalans club are confident that they will have to make one major sales, but can sell other players who are not part of the project to comply with registering Garcia. Paul Victor, Pablo Torre in Monaco on loan with an option of a permanent move earlier in the week. Thank you very much for still staying with us. Now let's cross over to the red side of North London, as former Arsenal player Thomas Partey has been charged with 5 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault, according to the London Metropolitan Police, and they've said Partey had denied all of the charges. The charges relate to 3 women, and the offences are reported to have taken place between 2021 and 2022. He's due to appear at the London Westminster's Magistrate Court on August the 5th. Partey, 32, was first arrested in July 2022, though he was not named at the time and continued to play for Arsenal while investigation was ongoing. In a statement accredited to Partey's lawyer Jenny Wood's share of incomes and roles, he said Thomas Partey denied all the charges against him. He has fully cooperated with the police and the CPS throughout the 3 years investigation. He now welcomes the opportunity to finally clear his name. Given that there are now ongoing legal proceedings, £5.3 million, but he's now a free agent after his contract expired on Monday. He made 52 appearances for Arsenal last season across all competitions. competition. 2 counts of rape related to 1 woman, 3 counts of rape related to a second woman, and 1 count of sexual assault related to a third woman. The charges followed an investigation by detective which commenced on 22nd of February 2022 after police received a report of rape, according to the Met Police statement. Detective Superintendent and D4P, whose team is leading the investigation, said our priority remains providing support to the women who have also come for refused to comment on these particular case. Guys, let's sink our teeth into this one. I don't want to follow all of the conspiracy theories that are flying. It's a witch hunt. References have been made to the former Man City player, to Mason Greenwood as well. A lot of issues on this one. But let me start from you. It's a very open secret. Even though a lot of people felt like, they didn't specifically name the player involved. But in 2020, when it broke, they said an Arsenal player of African origin. And that obviously led to, because as at that time, Thomas Partey was the
only African.
Exactly. Almost like the first person you can point to.
Maybe Bukayo Saka.
Come on, man. He
wants to be a player for Nigeria, actually, but it's what it is.
He knows what he's doing. But did you... It could be a witch hunt. Let me start from you.
No, I don't think it's not surprising. I mean, investigations like this always take time, especially if you don't have enough evidence. So they have to they need time to gather the evidences. And for me, I don't think it's a witch hunt. I mean, if it has actually happened, and definitely we have some witnesses
of rape. It's clear.
It's clear.
Allegation, though. Allegation.
There are still allegations.
But we are not even sure whether he actually did it or not.
It is clear.
We are not sure.
Until it's being prosecuted by our
I just feel we should
let's
wait till August 5th. But for me, this kind of thing, for me, I feel that they should actually investigate very well. Because this same thing...
You think 3 years is not enough?
No, but I still feel they should still still check some things, because this same thing happened to Mendy in Manchester City, which made him live there. This same thing happened to Greenwood, in which
now they get bomb for the Greenwood now.
Now it still hurts me as a Manchester United fan, but still that's bygone.
Everything hurts you.
We all know that
everything hurts you now.
We all know that Greenwood was not responding for that charge. What they said he did, and for Thomas Partey, I feel should I say kind of racist being involved in this? That's the way.
I mean, 3 years.
Yeah.
And it was eventually charged by the Met Police. I mean, do you think... don't let us... I'm not trying to be prejudiced. I'm not trying to preempt the courts. But I'm saying that, I mean, for 3 years investigation, finally charged, don't you think they will have gathered enough evidence before, the case was eventually being brought forward?
Yeah, so first off, I think a lot of people need to understand that Thomas Partey is no longer an Arsenal player.
Former Arsenal.
Because his contract expired. That was on Monday, exactly the 30th of June. Now, for the last 3 years, we've been having different reports from the UK saying there is a specific African player that plays for Arsenal that was involved. That news first broke out. Yeah. There's a conspiracy to all of these things. Why is it that just 4-5 days after his release from Arsenal,
that's where they started bringing up
he's now being thrown under the bus?
Because for me, if he was actually guilty, they could have charged him.
Thomas Partey's name was not even mentioned.
Yes, why after 3 years? That's why I have issues with it.
It was hidden. So that is also another side to the story. Yeah. You take a look at precedents as well when it comes to rape, alleged rape as well. There was a case of
there was even a case of Anthony
as well. But that was I mean, put on even Neymar. That was also put on, swept under the carpet. Yeah. Mendy was a Man City player.
Yeah.
His contract was terminated by Man City.
Yeah. Because of what happened.
My question now to the prosecutor, his name is now being mentioned. Or we now know the player itself. Because before now we didn't know.
Is this a case of coincidence, or you feel whatever broke down at some point?
Yeah,
Now, is this about, let's protect the image of Arsenal and let's hold on to the player, or let's, now the players that is not with us, let the cat out of the bag? Because I understand well, when you know quite well, they have been investigated for a case that could end your career,
even get
totally.
terminated.
Exactly, because you know that if you are found guilty, you could be jailed, and your contract, everything.
Even the second leg they played against PSG, then he didn't play due to the injury. People were like, because
people were like this and that. Do you subscribe to that school of thought? You think it's just mere, or you think it was actually being protected because of Arsenal as a bigger brand?
Well, for me, I would just say it's a mere coincidence.
I think so too.
Because I actually don't know why Arsenal didn't actually renew his contracts. Because we all know what Partey did for them last season, especially in the middle. I'm now beginning to wonder, is he a Jorginho that wants to be controlling that midfield? Okay, yeah, they have Declan Rice and they have they have some other players.
Everyone
but now I still know
exactly.
So
was the
base for the Rice.
So why did Arsenal decide? Why did Arsenal decide not to renew his contract?
Maybe Arsenal were thinking that this might actually lead
all I just feel is just a case of, you know what, we have to protect our identity. That's what I feel. Arsenal felt like we have to protect our identity.
And we all know this is the same thing that happened to Manchester United, Greenwood, in which the ladies were like, no, he can't play for United again.
Exactly.
And they had no other choice than to terminate
it. And this is synonymous as well to English clubs. Man City, Mendy, he never played for Man City again. Man United, Greenwood, he never played for Man City.
And now,
even when Anthony was also tried as well. Remember, he didn't play at the point.
But that he shouldn't even take this.
He didn't get escalated that much.
He didn't escalate on like.
So let me put up judgment and then perception and all of that. It's something you cannot deny. Perhaps that also played out. And secondly, maybe one of the reasons why Arsenal did not even go on with pushing for a renewal is that maybe they've seen a report of the investigation and they feel like, you know what, let us just allow this guy leave so that maybe the investigation have been completed even maybe a year or 2 years ago. Arsenal just feel like on social media now saying Arsenal have been harboring a rapist and he has not even been convicted. He's still going to be charged to court. Well, I don't want to think it's any racism in it.
Depending on the trial in August 5th, that would determine maybe he's actually guilty
or not. To be tried, definitely.
But now, like this, as of now, a club cannot even say
that is a club. Yeah. And he's the captain of the Black Stars of Ghana. In fact, he was recently voted as the Ghanaian Player of the Year, and he's going to get married in a few days' time.
Exactly.
I mean, how bad is this? How bad a case is this for
confidence and for himself?
A player that is, I mean, if not for this case, I'm sure that big clubs will be running after his signature right now with that fantastic performance. 52 games last season.
Yeah, Partey is probably the best African defensive midfielder.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
And still young. I agree with you. Why Arsenal didn't sign another contract for him? Because I remember then Wilfred did
Imagine Arsenal signing Jorginho from Chelsea over the age of 33. So why didn't Arsenal give him the contract?
Even Jorginho, how many games did he play last season?
No.
He just always coming up.
Jorginho was brought in as a squad player. He was done what they brought him to come and do.
But at what age?
I understand what you're saying.
At what age?
So before these all rape charges came up, people were saying, how do you let go of a 33-year-old player in Partey for a 32-year-old not guard?
Yeah.
Apparently, the guy
is a very impressive player for Brentford.
Also
and he has always been playing well controlling the midfield.
Synonymous to handing contracts to over 30 players. Take a look at Peter Cech, David Luiz, Cedric Soares, who again play for Arsenal at over the age of 30. Take a look at them. Why Jorginho? Why did Arsenal give him the contract? I just said it too.
You don't understand what we are saying.
I still feel there's something on that ground that we don't know.
So what I'm saying is this: there's a possibility. And these are just postulations right now. There's a possibility that the hierarchy is going to be charged. So you don't want to have a player on your book that would first off, if the season starts, you cannot register another player and it's not going to be available. So that alone is a -1 for your squad and such a big player. So why don't you just let him go? Let him face the consequences of these action or inactions, and we bring in a replacement. Don't you guys think that is proper for business?
But that is
this is not emotions. This is business.
That is strictly business. Thomas Partey under the boss.
Where should you be?
Why can't you stand? Why can't you stand?
Why is he struggling?
Exactly. Why is Arsenal
for Tᴏᴜ? How many games has he played?
Tᴏᴜᴜ had only one substitution appearance the entire last season.
Yes, you cannot take away his brilliance as a defender.
Brilliance won. He just did a surgery again in February. So what are we saying?
What are you saying?
You can't take a game after game.
Tᴏᴜᴜ had played only 84 games in 4 years.
Yes. Struggling with injuries.
He had only a 15-minute appearance the whole of last season. Tᴏᴜᴜ had a knock. And from knock, he spent almost 13 months out injured. So how do you have a knock and somebody that had an ACL got healed before even Sᴘᴏʀᴜnْ came back?
I feel what Arsenal did was the best thing concerning Tᴏᴜᴜ was the best thing because you can't keep having a player struggling with injuries.
See, each time people talk about
you want to compare Tᴏᴜᴜ's situation to John Evans' situation.
Listen, see, John Evans is 38. Are you joking? Don't compare.
No, I thought you wanted to say Lisandro Martinez.
Look at Fidjo.
I thought you wanted to say Lisandro Martinez. No, about Tommy, I was even thinking you would say
Fidjo. Why are you doing like this? Stop using people's this thing. I don't like it.
No, he can't. He's a banter.
Agbatomi.
He's a banter.
Agbatomi.
I can win if Fidjo's out of this matter.
Fidjo's get us resigning contract renewal.
No, I can win if Fidjo's out of this matter.
I can guarantee your safety in this studio from 6 to 7 p.m. Anything after.
No, because Fidjo's out of this matter.
The principalities and powers in this studio that from how you are looking at you. From 6 to 7 you are safe. Anything after that, you're your own. Okay, guys. I will keep you guys abreast of that information. I will keep you updated in respect to Thomas Partey's situation at Arsenal. But it's quite unfortunate that a player that will have been able to attract some mega move, especially on the back of his 52 games performance for Arsenal last season, is at the moment he's clubless, he's unattached, and it's not just unattached because he doesn't want to be attached, but the clause around him that is being investigated for rape. He's not even maybe drunk driving. It's not for contract breach. It's such a big issue. But again, it's a long-term thing. Because I'm sure this investigation, these charges will not end maybe in a year. And what that means is that within that period, there's no football for him. Do you understand?
But we might have a club also maybe put.
No, he can't play at that point.
It's possible.
He can't. No, he can't. You're under investigation. He can't play.
There's no club that really wants to come for him.
Where?
Where do you think?
Even Asante Kotoko will not sign him. Are you joking?
You want to say Saudi? You want to say the Saudi police?
Saudi Arabia of all clubs.
Saudi, they don't even tolerate.
He's not going to play at the moment because every club he goes to is going to be under the spotlight. Every of his move is going to be scrutinized.
I mean, this issue of rape didn't happen. Maybe I could have said maybe it seemed like United could have.
No, when it was clear that it wasn't going to be renewed at Arsenal last week Friday, Arsenal said they were going to let him go. Manchester United fans were like, wait a minute, guys, bring this monster to the club. We need an enforcer. We need someone that can help Bruno Fernandes to be more attacking minded and hold it to that back. But hey, it's football, and if there are things against you are beautiful enough, that judicial system over there would give you opportunity to prove yourself.
Exactly.
And you are innocent until proven guilty. Unlike this part of the world where you are guilty until if you are ever proven innocent.
But he denied it. So
everybody will deny it.
I just feel you should just wait.
He's still a suspect.
Even someone they catch at the murder scene will say he did it. It wasn't me. I didn't did it. Okay, guys, let's really touch some transfer stories. It looks like the pursuit of Bryan Mbeumo by Manchester United would go on. The entire transfers. Who are you?
We don't. I don't want a player that will have 10 chances. I will just convert to. No.
You don't like a player that scores stylish goals.
No.
He scores more difficult goals than the easy ones.
I get your point, but I will still prefer Mbeumo in a Manchester United team than having Darwin Núñez. On a more serious note. No sentiments.
So you want to have that Cameroonian start come and be scoring your own goal?
No, I can't. No, don't let us go there. Because I know you want to be comparing.
It's from Cameroon. They're both from Cameroon.
Yeah, I know.
It can influence him negatively. What do you expect?
No, Onana is even trying to do that positively, so he can come.
Onana is that.
I don't know what is wrong with Brentford.
Onana is even playing as a striker. Is he playing as a striker now?
I don't know what they want. Maybe we should give them. Maybe they're expecting us to give them 70 million euros before we can bring him. Because look at Nogard in which Arsenal agreed to buy. They didn't give Arsenal problem, but I don't know anytime it comes to transfer. No, let's be serious.
Wait a minute.
Nogard is 32. He's old.
Partey was not old at 32 like 3 minutes ago. Partey from your mouth. You said he's too young. He's just 32.
He's young now.
Okay, Manchester United are reportedly monitoring Aston Villa's Ølø as a potential target in case Rasmus Højlund decides to leave the summer. Is Højlund still a Man U player?
Yes, it's
just go.
Your trouble have not ended.
I actually don't know why that deal has not gone through.
For Richarlison, the Sun is reporting that he's set to leave the Premier League as he looks to reset his careers overseas. Fulham are also plotting a summer move for Genk striker Tolu Arokodare as they look to bolster their attacking options ahead of the new season. Crystal Palace are reportedly eyeing Middlesbrough 15 million rated star Aiden Akling. According to Sheffield United, they're also ready to play a stunning £6 million for Spurs defender Ashley Phillips. Marcus Rashford is facing an unwanted return to Manchester United after Aston Villa passed up the chance to sign him permanently. All City are set to sign Loribari from Aston Villa in a deal worth £3 million to take over Nicolas Anelka as the journeyman of football. The former Leicester and Everton women's manager Rangers players Issame Karel has warned Ibrox chief they haven't seen anything close to the peak of Hamzat Igamin's potential yet. Turkish giant Bekishta reportedly launched a big money offer for Rangers international midfielder Mohamed Diomani. Well, those are the few transfer stories that we are monitoring at the moment for Manchester United and Brian Mbeumo. It looks like it's the case of when and not if. Brentford director of football Phil Giles says Brian Mbeumo will be able to stay at the club if a deal cannot be agreed on with Manchester United. The two clubs have held talks and Mbeumo is said to prefer a move to Old Trafford despite added interest from Tottenham Hotspur, who have appointed his former manager Thomas Frank. It's been reported that Brentford won in excess of £65 million from Mbeumo, and United are working on a potential new offer with their most recent one worth £62.5 million made to throw around. There's significant interest in Brian. His current his current preference. See, let me advise you. You see, the man behind is a Man U fan. You're also a Man U fan. So anything that happens, we are both in the same WhatsApp group. I'm not in support of it. I will kick against. I will kick against every form of blasphemy. Please, respect the elders of Man U Council. Please. I shall know that I'm not leaving this studio until 10 p.m. I'm safe. Okay. There's significant interest in Brian. His current preference have been well published, according to the football director at Brentford. He has an unbelievable season, and we expect interest in him. From what I understand, he's also, if he needs to be happy to stay at Brentford. We've spoken to Brian and his representative. It is not a given that he appears to depart this summer. Guys, let me get straight up on you on this one. How much do you think Man U needs Brian Mbeumo? Solid player, a double figure of goals and assists last season. Fantastic, consistent, and always getting those goals. One of the biggest players at Brentford as we speak right now. But with the departure, also be out of that team as well. They've got a new manager. He's a set-piece coach, and that could be a lot of issues. Do you guys think Man U needs Brian Mbeumo as much as paying £65 million for him?
Sincerely, Manchester United actually need him because last season
you need United
struggled on scoring goals. Well, last season we were among the clubs that scored the lowest goals in the Premier League. So we actually
the highest goal scorer for Man United was Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes. That's why I'm saying that actually, if Manchester United can get Mbeumo attacking wise, United is actually going to be good to go with the likes of Cunha, Ahmad on the right wing. It's going to be a good one for us because we struggled scoring goals last season. People
forget that Man U have also signed Matheus Cunha.
Yeah, we have.
Cunha. But Cunha is not your he's not your direct. No, he's not your direct striker.
No, he's not a striker.
He's not going to give you 30 goals per season in competition. It's not.
The entire Man U score cannot give 30 goals this season. Why
waiting the United Man U fan can score 30 goals.
And now you hear the dead phone. How you take it down?
No. See, Oga. You know one thing. Good evening, guys. Let me just greet you for a minute. As bad as the bad reach, United can be 15th this coming season, whether you like it or not.
Relegation starts from 18th now, or 17th.
They can't.
Objects are paid with than they appear.
Let me just round it up because of time. Let me just round it up because of our time. You see, what I think, there's still going to be a lot of surprises in the transfer window. I just want to see how United, and I don't want you to forget, please take note, and Abatoni. I want to see, because our first match is Arsenal. Our first 7 matches is very, very crucial into our season. If United, just not the word, if we can manage to beat Arsenal. Get to beat Fulham.
This
No,
is
hold on. It's possible.
Don't count your cheeks before the
anything
hatch.
can happen in football.
Don't count your cheeks
I
before
don't
the
get
hatch.
on the season arguments now till I don't want to start arguments now till August.
They've never even started preseason.
That game for anything. PSG by 5 p.m. tomorrow versus Bayern. Palmeiras versus Chelsea 2 a.m. tomorrow. As usual, a fantastic conversation we've had on the show. Let's do this again next week if you guys have a chance. Let's have a very robust conversation on the show. But Tommy, I thank you very much for pulling through. Tough week for you guys, no doubt about that. Once again, we send our condolences to Liverpool for a short period of time. But hey, that's life. It comes and it goes. My name is Okoyemi Akendi. They call me the host with the most. It's been an engaging conversation on the show today. And if you're kind enough, you can call me the Sultan of MC. Let's do this again Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. on your same station, Super Dial, Mainland 98.3 FM. We have a new show that will debut in a few seconds. Stick around for that.